Today we are talking to a man
Madan Mohit Bhardwaj.
who chose impact over comfort and innovation over convention.
When women is happy, the entire family is happy. When the families are happy, the country is happy. We can battle the cancer only with, there is nothing pure we are getting right. Even the air we are breathing, that's also not fair. The only solution seems to be the...
When I told my doctor to write it, he's like, ये क्यों करवाने हैं तुम्हें टेस्ट? क्यों कोई symptoms आ रहे हैं क्या? I was like, no sir, I'm not waiting for symptoms.
Right. It is a very alarming situation for all of us that the girl at the age of school, she should learn what is the self-examination.
So most entrepreneurs chase trends, but you entered healthcare innovation, cancer screening, and women's hygiene. What made you choose these battles? Hello everybody, welcome to HotVandy's The Life Show. कैसे हैं आप सब? काफ़ी समय हो गया है बात किए हुए. But yes, be ready. I have something very interesting and especially for the women out there. So you are going to get a lot of knowledge. लेकिन सबसे पहले you have to subscribe to my channel. It's just HotVandy. उससे ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं. तो HotVandy को subscribe करो और सब कुछ like और comment तो आप कर ही रहे हैं. So I know you're loving it. Today we are talking to a man who chose impact over comfort and innovation over convention. He made headlines when, after decades of movement and persuasiveness, the government brought 0% GST on the sanitary pads. From inventing India's first minor-friendly sanitary pad to revolutionizing cancer screening through SheCanScan to building women-focused healthcare solutions with SheWings Healthcare. His work proves that business can create both profit and purpose. Please welcome Mr. Madan Mohit Bhardwaj.
Hi, good to see you.
Hello.
I'm happy to join HotVandy show.
Thank you so much. This is like amazing that everybody who comes gets to say HotVandy. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I am looking forward to have an interesting conversation today on your show.
Thank you so much for being here because it's our privilege and especially for us women. So, Mr. Bhardwaj, let's just dive into the questions right away because we have so much to ask you. Firstly, I want to ask you that why don't you give us a brief introduction about your work across SheCanScan, SheWings, and all the foundation initiatives that you've taken.
So SheCanScan is India's first all-women cancer screening boutique hospital, right? It's a center where a woman should come and we get herself screened for all cancers. We take 3 hours, and after the moment she leave the place, she falls in love with their body. I mean, with a body. Because we also tell from cervical cancer to breast cancer to all the probabilities of this. We wanted that women should come for the cancer screening, that they will go to salon and spa. So we wanted them to have this as a ritual, yearly ritual, they should come. Of course, SheWings Personal Care is a brand which is India's first minor-friendly sanitary pad we create. It is not only good for the women in India, but it is good for the Mother Earth we call Dharti Ma.
Oh yes, of course.
And of course, SheWings Foundation has been doing a lot of work in women health care across the India. And that is what we wanted because a country's GDP is linked to the women's health. So no nation can be a developed nation until the women in the countries are in a good state of health. Because, you know, when one woman is happy, the entire family is happy. When the families are happy, the country is happy.
धरती माँ ही कहलाती है, right?
Yes,
So हमारी धरती को माँ की बहुत ज़रूरत है. And yes, of course, I totally believe that women need to be given that privilege. And this sounds so exciting, and especially for women. You know, all the women want to go to salons, you know, nice दिखना है, अच्छा दिखना है, but they forget about their inside. They forget about what about their health, you know, and वो कोई पता ही नहीं करना चाहता. So I think this is a really nice initiative that you've taken up. Let's find out more about it. So you seem to be having a habit of identifying problems people silently accept and then deciding to challenge them. Where does that mindset come from?
See, when you start anything, when you start working on the problem, And the problem you will actually find in a country like India, where we have a 145 crore population. When you go on a ground, you visit, you see, on a very actual situation, then you find out that there is a problem. And whenever there's a problem, there we need to have a solution. As a startup, I would say any startup which is not solving a problem is not a startup, right? Identifying problem is one of the issues. So the way when we started working on sanitary pads and menstrual hygiene, it used to be a taboo. People were not talking about it. It was not supposed to be we were not supposed to have this conversation openly.
Exactly.
After 10 years now, people are talking about it, right? People are using sanitary products. Now, cancer has become the another taboo. People do not want to take, women especially, they do not want to get themselves screened. They are scared of. In some of the cases, you will be surprised and shocked to know that one of the patient, the girl who visited us, she do not wanted to get herself checked. So we asked the reason, because she had a lump in the left breast.
Oh my God.
Right? So she said, I'm engaged already. My marriage is after just 2 months. What if I catches cancer, my would-be husband will break the marriage? That's what the taboo attached to. So now we are solving another problem, which is on cancer screening, which is on cancer. We can battle the cancer only with such content which people are watching there. And this content should be taken very, very positively at each household, each family members. And I mean, that's the biggest challenge India is going to face now. We are facing that cancer is going to be largely life-taking the problem and issues.
But it actually is. Now when you see each and every household or any friend that I speak to, they all have somebody or the other who's dealing with this particular thing. Why are we not getting ourselves tested?
By 2035, Andy, by 2035, almost I'm saying 40% Indian population may have cancer.
Oh my God.
Just now, World Health Organization's report has come up, that every house will have cancer. That's for the sure. Because of the lifestyle, because of the daily mental stress, struggles. There is nothing pure we are getting, right? Even the air we are breathing, that's also not pure. So the only solution seems to be the cancer screening. The early you get to know it, the early the cure is.
Yeah, at least we have a cure. I mean, before it was taken as like, okay, now I know I have cancer, I'm going away. But that's not the case. I just had a friend of ours who got to know that she had cancer, but she talked about it. She's on social media. She was talking to the friends about it. She told us that I have it. And we were like, the first thing is fear. What? Okay, are we losing her? Yeah. No. She went through the treatment. Everything was fine. She is hale and hearty, back to her work. I mean, why not? I mean, I was like, literally, I'm actually having goosebumps because thinking about it, because no, you're not going to lose them, So yeah, that is something that we really need to think about, and especially with women, because again, like you said, it's a taboo. Men still get their regular checkups done from their companies or where they are working. They have to get it done. Here I want to share something with you. It's kind of weird, scandalous, I would say more. Because I have a doctor, a physician that I go to for my regular checkups and everything. And he was writing down the tests for me. Apna KFT karao, LFT karao, ye karao, wo karao na. Sugar kara lena, ye kara lena. Then I told him, I said, sir, can you just write these particular tests also? वो भी मैंने उनसे पूछे अपने फार्मासिस्ट से कि कैंसर के जो टेस्ट होते हैं, just the markers जिन्हें कहते हैं literally, because nobody really told me, but I thought I should just get it done. I'm at that age where I need to check every year. So, and especially I have a family history. So, of course, that's why I'm even more conscious. So, when I told my doctor to write it, he's like, ये क्यों करवाने हैं तुम्हें टेस्ट? क्यों कोई symptoms आ रहे हैं क्या? I was like, no, sir, I'm not waiting for symptoms.
Right.
It's there in my family. Right. And literally, I have lost all my mom's family side from cancer. So I know it's a big thing.
So that's the best ideal situation, I would say, for the viewers. So what has happened is, I mean, I truly appreciate that you became that conscious. So in the entire Indian system, healthcare system, we are more towards symptom-based.
Exactly.
So people are going because when they will have a system. The problem with cancer is that stage 1, stage 2 cancer doesn't give any sign.
Yeah.
It doesn't alarm also. So by the time someone get to know they have a symptom, and they get it checked, then it is stage 3 and stage 4. It becomes very difficult.
Right.
So I wanted viewers to have the similar mindset which Wendy had. Also, the biggest myth I would like to tell to your, most of the viewers, that the biggest myth is girls in 20s think that they will not have a cancer.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
of course.
so
Nobody even less than 40 these days. They don't think about it.
I would say it is unfortunate, very unfortunate that very rarely gynecologists tell their patients that even if you are sexually active or not active, you should at least after they're 35, you should get mammogram once.
Yes.
Once in a year, and pap smear in every alternate 2 years you should get it, which is very rare in India.
I agree. And like what you're saying, I'm aware is because I was flying to Europe and I've been traveling around the world. And this has been there in the US that once a girl, even a teenager, the minute she is sexually active, she has to get her tests done every year or 2 years, 3 years, just according to the age. So that starts from teenage over there.
Right.
And now I've heard there are injections which the girls can put before up to a certain amount of age that you get them done, and you can still prevent those preventive injections which have come out now.
That's, for that I will not comment because that's a very
Yeah, of course.
research-based subject.
Yeah, totally.
Where we have started another program for young women, girls in college, because when you are in your 14, 15, 16-year-old, age, that is what at the right stage your breasts are developing. That is what you can start self-examination. Self-examination of the breast is very important, which you can have a habit of at the age of 16, 15, 17. Now the menarche is coming at the very early stage. Somebody who had a habit of doing it, for a longer period at the age of 16, 17, if you tell your daughters also, young sisters
Right.
also, then that this stage they can actually start self-examination. However, a lot of girls complain that self-examination of the breast is very, very difficult. It is difficult to find, there's a lot of confusion, right? So for them, our people, our expert, our gynecologist says that, you shall never ever do it every day. Because when you will do a self-examination of the breast every day, then you never get to know, right?
Yeah, true. Nothing's different, right?
You should do it at least once in a month, and that too post your cycle, not before the cycle.
Okay. This
right?
is something new that
This
we
is
need to know.
Post cycle. Then if you find something unusual, of course, then you should go for a clinical examination. So breast self-examination of the breast should be a monthly ritual for every girl who is watching this, every mom who is watching this, every father who is watching this. They should tell their daughters to have this habit. Because habit would develop, that is what we will have a generational change.
Exactly. But yeah, my mom guided me on this. And so I have this habit since I was in my 20s. I'm aware of that.
So girls at the age of 22 are having cancers now, breast cancers now.
I know.
And the situation for cervical and breast cancer has very drastically changed. So let's say some 20 years back, it used to be a number of cases rapidly growing for cervical cancer. But now if you look at the 26, you see the number of breast cases are getting increased every year, and the cases of cervical cancers getting dropped. There is this change. So cervical cancer, because our menstrual hygiene has become little better now.
And of course, again, checkups.
Checkups.
Pap smears are more common than...
Of course, and of course the HPV vaccination, which has helped a lot of young girls and women. So now the breast cancer has become another problem. And that is what all the viewers, we want to, it is a very alarming situation for all of us, that the girl at the age of school, she should learn what is the self-examination of breast when they are in 11th standard or 12th standard. And that is what together on Wendy's show, I would say that we can build a developed country.
Yes. It's a community. We start with the community, and anybody who has questions, you just put it down in the comments, and I'm of course going to send it to sir, or if I have answers, I would love to answer them for you as well. So let's do that. So most entrepreneurs chase trends, but you entered healthcare innovation, cancer screening, and women's hygiene. Sectors that are more complex, regulated, and difficult. What made you choose these battles?
So Wendy, I look at the business not as the profit and loss balance sheets, profits, turnovers. Rather, I would say I look at the business from the perspective of how much impact we have created, how many change we have brought. Of course, your revenue is important for the sustainability.
Of course.
But we don't focus on the revenues. Mostly we focus on the impact we have generated, the impact we have created, whatever we have given as an organization to the society. The day in India, people would celebrate entrepreneurs or social entrepreneurs over Bollywood celebrities.
Oh yeah.
We
Wow.
would become a developed nation, trust me. Because second thing is because very hard, it's a hardship work. Second is I would say, especially in an industry, in a country where we have a largely 1/3 of the world we are in India as of now. We are into a solving problem concept. We are into a mindset that we need to change the problem. We need to fight back with the cancer or the women health and around the areas. So for us, impact is more important. For us, changing lives, bringing I would say bringing prosperity is more important. Revenue is secondary. We don't look at for success for us, for me, I would say success doesn't come from the kind of revenue we generate. Success comes from the kind of lives we change, the kind of lives we saves, the kind of impact we have created.
I wish everybody would be thinking like that, and especially a lot of entrepreneurs that I know, because everything's about money these days, of course.
But of course, the Wendy show, I'm saying, when I came here, so of course, you were all the way, you have chosen this show, the subject also. So people like you, they have a similar contribution towards the nation, I would say, because not everybody who wears cap and the khaki dress, they are
Is the hero.
Is the hero. There are heroes who are unsilent, like you, silence voices,
Like you,
voices
that's
like
really
you, I would
sweet.
say, because when you are, that is what dissemination of information is very important at the primary stage. Because you see, not only government can do everything. People,
Exactly.
voices like you, voices like us, we are making up changes there, right? So whoever is watching this show, they should be very, very grateful that she had chosen this subject. And of course, now the responsibility is yours to make it more viral, to make it more loved. That is what she will have more confident.
Exactly. So बात जैसे आपने करी गवर्नमेंट के बारे में कि हाँ द सेइंग कि ये मत पूछो कि आप अपने देश ने हमारे लिए क्या किया, ये पूछो कि आपने अपने देश के लिए क्या किया. समवेयर ये भी है जहाँ पे, बिकॉज व्हाई आई फील इट इज, आज भी जब मैं हाईवे पे जाती हूँ, मर्सिडीज का शीशा नीचे होता है और उसमें से चिप्स का पैकेट बाहर फेंका जाता है.
When you have traveled across the world, I guess you had traveled more than countries like people like us or anyone would have visited. I would say when we started this India's first minor-friendly sanitary pad, which has got a 0% plastic on the I would say on the front on the one sheet, top sheet. Of course, our Mother Earth doesn't. India is the only country we call it Bharat Ma. We don't never call Japan Mata, America Mata, London Mata, UK Mata. We never call it. We call it Bharat Mata, right? So when you love your mother, please understand. Mother doesn't like plastic. Mother doesn't like wastage. It hurts.
सबको पता है वो.
So अपनी माँ का ख्याल तो सब लोग रखते हैं. जिस भारत माँ को हम भारत माँ बोलते हैं, as a consumer you should be very very responsible कि आपको प्लास्टिक का ढेर इकट्ठा नहीं करते हैं. In a menstruating age, a woman disposes somewhere close to 380 or 400 kilogram of sanitary waste. 400 किलोग्राम प्लास्टिक जो है एक वुमेन अपनी लाइफ टाइम में वो जो वेस्ट होता है देती है. और ये जो है धरती माँ का दिल जो है ना, इसी से फटता है. सो इफ यू आर वाचिंग दिस शो एंड यू आर अ रिस्पॉन्सिबल सिटीजन, रिस्पॉन्सिबल कंज्यूमर, प्लीज चूज व्हाटएवर सैनिटरी पैड यू आर यूजिंग वाइजली, right? As a brand, SheWings has been very very focused that what we promised, what we delivered to the consumers as a good health, we also contribute. If you are using this product, you are also contributing to the Mother Earth. So that is what you would be a hero. You can be a hero. You don't need to fight on the borders. We just need to have a small habits which can be good for your health and for good for Mother Earth.
Also, I wanted to ask you, what about, like, does plastic also, because if a woman's using that kind of sanitary pad, is it also harmful to her body?
Very interesting question you asked, and mostly 99% people ask the same question.
Okay.
So let's assume when you put anything on your face, okay, as a face wash, as a cream, as a cleaner, you look at the ingredient, right? You
Of
can't have a
course.
spirit on the face, right? You can have any random thing on the face. When we look at the face, right? So vulva is the most sensitive part of the human body.
Of course.
Okay, it's the most private part. People put any, I mean, of course, girls put any random thing as sanitary pad under their NDs, right? And they put any plastic thing on their vulva. Now imagine putting a plastic on the face for 5 days.
Oh gosh.
You put your plastic on the face for 5 days continuously, right? After 6th day, you see your face would be totally swollen. It have a lot of
Rash.
lot of rashes, lot of it will totally change.
Dryness.
Now educated, highly successful, I would say, bureaucrats who has cracked the union service exams, doctors, they're using sanitary pad for 5 days, that to a plastic one. This not only impact your vaginal health, in fact the studies are saying, doctors are saying now, that plastic may cause cancer. Plastic
That is what I
may
know.
cause infertility. Now two major things. One is, when let's say me and you are having a cigarette together now, okay, so when we will have a cigarette now, we will not have a cancer immediately,
Right.
okay? It's a prolonged practice. After a long period of practice, girls who are watching this show, women who are watching this show, mothers who are watching this show now, who are in 80s and 90s, because sanitary pad generally came in existence in 2000 or 2010, but some of the houses were using sanitary pad in 90s also,
Right.
in 80s also. Girls who were born in 80s and 90s, since then till now, they have used almost 20-30 years of plastic on their vulva.
Wow.
Okay. After this long practice, there is a number of rising cases of infertility. Infertility industry in India has become a thousands of
Oh
crore
my
industry.
God. IVF.
Every corner in the city, you will find a one IVF clinic. Now, I'm not saying that you use a plastic, you will have infertility. I'm saying this may increase the risk of infertility, number one. Number two, similarly, the fact is, the women, the kids especially, who are eating chips and packed food and aerated juices, aerated milk,
All processed stuff.
all processed food, from last 10-15 years. These kids will grow up after their 30s. These kids are going to have, most likely, they will have a chances of having cancer, right?
God.
Because processed food is grade 1 carcinogen. Processed meat is grade 1 carcinogen. So now plastic impacts your health so badly that you don't notice. It doesn't happen one day. A lot of patients come, they say, हमने अपनी लाइफ में कुछ, हमारे कर्म खराब रहे होंगे, हमने अपनी लाइफ में कुछ खराब किया होगा, भगवान ने हमारे साथ ऐसा क्यों किया?
वो नहीं सोचते कि क्या किया था खुद।
मतलब as a responsible citizen, as a responsible family man, I would say, we should be very careful that if you're giving plastic in sanitary pad to your daughter, your sister, then of course you are the reason for their poor health. And if you are a grandparent or a parent, you're giving these packed chips, packed food to your kids, you are the reason for their poor health.
पर you know what, हम बोल रहे हैं, आज हम बात कर रहे हैं इसके बारे में, जो लोग हमें देख रहे हैं उन सबको ये सब पता है,
But of course,
प्रॉब्लम भी तो वही है ना,
we need to understand.
पता है, लेकिन हम अब सारे ये ओके,
Vandy.
दिल्ली की हवा गंदी है, मुझे बाहर जाना है इंडिया से, राइट?
I'll tell you,
बस
see,
वहां तक सोच रहे
नहीं मैं बताता हूँ. देखिए, इस देश में 2014 से पहले ऑफ कोर्स ऐसा नहीं था कि माइंडसेट सड़क पे कूड़ा फेंकने का नहीं था, बट व्हेन आवर प्राइम मिनिस्टर केम, नरेंद्र मोदी जी हैज टोल्ड कि भैया नहीं, कैंपेन बनाओ, आप पिक्चर लो, सेल्फी लो, कूड़ा नहीं फेंकोगे. स्वच्छ भारत मिशन करके 10 साल चलाया पूरा कैंपेन. अब आके आप देखिए, आफ्टर अ प्रोलॉन्ग पीरियड, आफ्टर 10 years, आई गिव अ क्रेडिट टू प्राइम मिनिस्टर.
Oh yeah,
of course,
totally.
he was the one person who changed the entire mindset. So people like you and me, even if we impacted, let's say, 100 of people who are watching this show, of course they know it, but we need to be very careful. This show is not making you scared, but trust me, if you love your family, ask them to watch the show.
Yeah, show it to the young girls so that they grow up with this kind of knowledge. Why I wanted to bring up this plastic thing is because I was aware of it, not in India, because I was traveling to Europe. There, you get sanitary pads which do not have plastic at all in it. So I was carrying my sanitary pads from Germany every time I traveled back home. I did not use the Indian
So
ones.
one word I would say, sorry, I'll
No,
cut
no,
you in
no, not at
between.
all.
Whoever is watching this show, if you want to see your changes, vaginal health changes, you start using SheWings sanitary pad. See the difference I'm saying.
Yeah,
If you
that
see
is
the
so
difference, you will
amazing.
love your body. You will love, you will feel the difference. What is the plastic and non-plastic products causes
No,
to your health?
I totally am for it, and I'm going to tell everybody that, guys, you have to try their sanitary pads because guys बोलने की आदत है. I mean girls. So girls, you have to try those sanitary pads because trust me, that's the best thing you can do for your body, and that's where it starts. So thank you so much for that. Okay, so if I checked your phone right now, would I find more investors' chats, research discussions, customer feedback, or motivational quotes?
I would say more research thing. You will find, you know, the problems, and of course, you'll find more about the product innovation. We call it new product development. You find more about the doctors. You'll find more about the period cycle. You'll find about the heavy flow, blood flow, low flow. You'll
Wow.
find about the, I would say, uh, uh, see, so there are things. So for example, today morning when I was coming here, we were discussing about the generally women who has low, I would say, hemoglobin, right? So low hemoglobin women would have heavy cycle,
Right.
right? Mostly because there is a lot of blood loss during
Right.
the cycle, and women need more iron than a men. So we were telling, one of the workshop that women need to have a better food than men.
That's
Right?
true.
They need
I
to have a
mean,
better
because
iron
they are the
than
one
men.
who are reproducing as well.
Yes, of
so-
course. So a lot of women complain that I have a very heavy flow bleeding, right? So there's a very related link. So it is most about, my phone will have mostly about these things,
Okay,
which generally, even if you would see, so somebody who's not aware about it, they may have say, अरे यार ये इतनी गंदी बातें कैसे फोन में सब रख रखा है.
अरे पर आजकल ये सब तो मतलब आई टेल यू स्पेशली जेन जी से जैसे आई हैव माय सन एंड उसको तो कोई मतलब ही इज वाचिंग थिंग्स विद मी एंड ही इज नेवर इवन हैड दिस थिंग आजकल तो वो क्वेश्चन भी नहीं आता कि ये क्या है व्हाट इज दैट दे ऑल नो इट ऑल आई मीन
हाँ.
सो इट्स सच अ नॉट इवन अ टैबू एनीमोर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट
Right. So we that is what
but
we
that's
wanted
great
to do.
that you have you're doing so much hard work and of course there's a lot of research behind it so yeah great you work on serious issues like cancer innovation and women's healthcare what's one complete ridiculous thing that still stresses you out daily
People know that these lifestyle habits will impact their life. They don't work on it until they are in a the disease
In the
catches
soup.
them. Right, the way you were saying. For example, the biggest myth I said, women think that they are in their 20s, they're in college, they will not have a breast cancer. All right, they're not working on it. The biggest myth, the biggest fact, the plastic causes a lot of disease like infertility. They may cause cancer also. They still use the same sanitary pads. They will never change it. Once they will have it, then they will
then
change it.
but it's too late then so these are the things that are actually causing stress to you of course because that is your field and that's what you're trying to tell people
Because see, as a brand, what we work upon, we seriously wanted to have revolutionize the entire healthcare system. Not alone we can do. Of course, people like you would make our voices
Exactly. That's
for
what we
passing on
try.
the informations. And of course, the problem is that, as I said, for us, we do not want to see a larger profit, no impact. We wanted to see lesser profit, larger impact. The biggest myth, I mean, I would say, you asked me the question, I would see, as a men, we need to understand, we need to participate, we need to consider women health better. You don't need to take care of your health. This is one. You need to better take care of your wife's health, your mother health, your daughter health, because there are bodies which has different changes. There are hormonal changes. There are menopause. There is you know.
ओ वेल वो सारा तो बहुत
That
मुश्किल
is
है
what I'm saying.
समझाना.
No, that is
मतलब
what we
उस
need
हद
to.
तक तो या you're right. I mean अगर आदमी ये सब
इसका
चीजें
मूड खराब है,
पहचान
ये
गया
तो
तो
पूरे दिन चिक चिक करती है. There is, of course, there is
exactly.
a
It
reason.
starts from when a woman is pregnant. So
Right.
I mean
So there is a reason. We need to understand. We need to consider this, that when you have a woman who's successful, when you have a woman who's having a higher aspirational, who's on a successful career, she may have her opinion, right?
course.
Then you said, यार ये तो बदतमीज है और ये तो मतलब इसका दिमाग खराब है. Of course, there would be a differences of opinion between a couple, between two different people who are on a successful phase. Then you say she's a very headstrong. Of course, she will be. 80-90% of fight comes from the headstrong people. It generally from the one closed bedroom to the open courts and the lot of cases we see. But as an individual, when we work on a women health, we wanted that people should consider these things very, very openly, and we shall be taken care of, because everything is related to the health only. Because when there is a poor vaginal health, poor menstrual health, then there is a lot of stress causes. Okay,
that's true.
Another myth you were asking me, or something, this sort of you were asking me. I would say also a lot of people ask, when you visit a doctor, okay, never ever Google. Don't go with your question to doctor, because when you visit a doctor, you find, let's say we are sitting here, so I'm saying I have a headache from last 3 days. What can this be? Google will say cancer. Google will say different thing. So when you go to a doctor, they have done a very, very hard study for MBBS,
exactly.
MD, DM. Believe on them. Never go on Google.
Also on this, I want to bring up mental health, which I talk about a lot to my viewers. That is also something where people will Google, ये दवाई तो कह रही है कि मैं, it is given to mentally crazy people or something. तो मेरा बेटा तो पागल नहीं है, उससे मैं दवाई नहीं दूंगा. It's just for anxiety. I mean, just take it. So इस तरह की बातें तो of course, people do it. So yeah, with a similar thing, they go for it as well. What's that one myth people have about successful startup founders that makes you laugh every time?
They enjoy their life. So
really?
The fact is, one successful founders sees at least multiple failures in their lives. They have learned from these failures. They have seen a lot of distress, mental stress, a feeling of never ever starting again, a feeling of rejection. There is a multiple failures which totally makes one of the successful product, one of the successful brand. And of course, like the way I would say that they really don't enjoy their life, I would say. Rather, it looks, people may have a different opinion than me. Of course, they're most welcome to say, but I feel to create, when you say successful founders, of course, I'm talking about those founders who have kept in mind impact over profits.
Yes, that's what I think. I mean, you can't be a hero and a businessman together. You're trying to be that, and I think that's really good. And but with that comes a little bit of challenges and, of course, failures. You must have seen a lot of those as well. It's
a very, very difficult journey to get into this, because we never talk about failures. We never talk about the mental stress one goes through. We never talk about the sleepless nights. Most of the people who are impacted are your family members. So you have invested most of the time in your ideas, your research, your funding, your execution, your new brand, new product, of course. And as the biggest myth I found is, people say उनकी life तो बहुत आसान चल रही है. So I want to tell my son Vivan, because he's going to do his BBA this year. He's going to college, and he wants to take up entrepreneurship. And I was asking him this question, that why do you want to take up entrepreneurship? And he was like, oh, I'm going to start my own business, and I'm going to. So I want him to hear you out, that, So Vivan, right? Vivan, your mom is on show with me. I want to tell, not to you, but to everyone, that entrepreneurship is the very, very difficult journey. But I look at the entrepreneur as a god, because they are the creators. True. They create something, innovate, which is solving a problem, and you must choose. In fact, the entire our Prime Minister himself is vouching कि हमको sustainable job creators तैयार करने हैं, right? You want to have a generational change. One of the successful career you choose, and because of course every journey has a very difficult role, but in this difficult journey you have to be your own. You have to be own responsible for your success, failures,
Exactly.
and
A
everything.
lot of innovations, ideas. So that is what I was telling him.
We
that you
want this
have to-
generation to be job creator, to be very honest.
Exactly. So that's what I wanted to tell him, that that's what you need to learn from him. So yeah, that's a great thing. My next question to you is that if SheCanScan and SheWings Healthcare could talk, what would they complain to you about the most?
That of course there's a very thin line between a profit-making company and a not-for-profit organization, right? One of my team says, sir, अगर हम ये सब कुछ free कर देंगे और subsidize कर देंगे, then how will we make revenue? How will we make profits?
Exactly.
Okay. So when we think of a profit, when we think of I will not name. Okay, I'm saying revealing it here. It should not create any
No,
controversy.
we want the gossip. We are very
No,
good at
okay.
that.
So one of the organization company, I know it's one of the successful company in India. They create one of the product which helps in cancer.
Okay.
So the products which helps in cancer, of course, which is used in a lot of cancer related stuff. The products cost it's somewhere close to 1,200 rupees.
Okay.
Okay. Another big global giant of the healthcare industry. Okay, get it? Manufactured from the same brand. Okay, and they sell it out at the cost of 1,80,000. It's a crime.
Oh my God.
Okay, it's a crime. There should be a capping. You cannot make such profit from
Oh my
1,200 to 1,80,000 rupees. Of course. So when the government came, this government, of course, they used to be you used to see the prices for the stunts, for the stunts prices. You remember, right? It used to be heavy, hefty expenses for the stunts only. The government put a capping on it. Okay, so that's what there is a reasonable pricing. Of course, you do a business, you make profit, but please, this 145 crore population is not for the loot.
I know.
Okay, the global giants has entered in India for the profits. Their entire motive is to make profit. SheWings is the first ever company in the world, I would say, which has entered after the 8-10 years of a social work, social movement. We had spent a lot of time, 10 years on ground with the foundation. That's what we realized. There's a problem of the sanitary pad, there's a problem with the plastic. Then of course, there's another problem which were coming up. A 12-year-old girl and a 40-year-old lady. They have a different face cream. Okay, they have a different shampoo, they have a different lingerie brand, but why were they using same sanitary pad? Because they were being forced. There was no sanitary pad in India which could cater to, because see, if you look at both the menstrual health of the women, there are difference between blood flow, there's a difference between vulva size, there's a between product and skin also. We innovated after a long research and the new product process, that there should be a differentiation between both the product. That is what we brought such product. So the problem, we faced, now we want to come up with these solutions. Similarly, we were talking about, we want to spend most of the time, most of the business opportunities and the, I would say, resources on the breaking taboos about the cancer. The way we spoke about the menstrual health, now you see everywhere we are talking about, please come join us for the screening. It will not, the biggest myth one women have in their life is, if I will catch the breast cancer, my breast will be removed.
Yeah, that's of course another thing.
Okay, so if you will if you will have a breast cancer, your breast will not be removed. There's a certain stage of the cancer,
which
stage 4
happens,
or stage 3, where you remove it. Okay, then there is of course a new
also
technology
reconstruction,
right? The breast. There's a new technology has come up. So with the fear of losing your breast, you think that I'm not going to get myself screened. Please, that's not something very pleasant. Okay. The fear of, I said, fear of getting divorced, that I will get divorced, my would-be husband will divorce me, I'll not get self-screened. मेरी शादी टूट जाएगी. In most of the cases, I find, no, please do it. Because if you catches, you will get treated, you will be 99.9% you will be recovered, I would say.
Yeah, of course, there are young girls who've had it, and after that, they've gotten married and they're having a healthy lifestyle and everything. So, yeah, there's no fear. Just let go of that fear. Suppose tomorrow you're forced to become an influencer. Like, we are content creators, and influencer is not always somebody who needs to influence, but I mean to say a content creator who wants to give out a message to the people and whatever they like to show. And instead of an entrepreneur, you become an influencer. What kind of an influencer would you want to be?
I would rather my most of the content is going to be about the women health.
Of
Mostly,
course.
it would be about the vaginal health, menstrual health, and the cancer, mostly cancer, the breast health, because that is what we ignore in most of the
I
places.
agree. You have,
India is the country where in the women health index we are at the very poor stage.
Very.
However, in last 10 years we have improved, but a very bit, because people do not have that mindset to look at these. What we look at it, there is a problem, go to dermatologist. Okay, fine. There is a repeated differences of your cycle. Okay, you have a very irregular period, of course. So you will ignore till the time you will have a major problem. If there is a lump, you will see it. Okay, I'll check a doctor again. After a few months, I'll check. When there's a problem, then only you will go.
People don't want to take out time. उनको अपनी हेल्थ के लिए समय नहीं है.
When I was talking to you in your studio itself, I was seeing something. Your health is an investment, not an expense. Please trust me. If you are, the studio itself, there's a written that your health is an investment. It is not an expense. So when you're getting yourself screened, you are either a self-examination or a clinical examination. That is what is your investment. No man, no woman in this country has ever become rich by saving money. They can only become rich by investing money. Yeah. I mean, I will not name any family in India. Let's say, वो बोलते हैं यार हम ये काम करते हैं इतना पैसा बचा लेते हैं इस काम में. तो पैसे बचाने से दुनिया में कोई आदमी अमीर नहीं हो सकता. आपको पैसा इन्वेस्ट करना होगा. You invest in your policy, you invest in your stock market, the way you invest in your business also. Please start investing money in your health. That is what is your real धन. वो धनतेरस पे जब गोल्ड खरीदते हो ना,
I know,
तो धनतेरस का गोल्ड ना खरीदो ज्यादा बेटर है. I'm saying go for a cancer screening, go for the such preventive healthcare checkups and screening where you should invest. स्त्री धन, स्त्री को धन कहा गया है हिंदुस्तान में. Right? धनतेरस पे हम धन खरीदते हैं, right? For me, I think you better invest in your health. That is the only thing which is going to remain in your life. आपकी हेल्थ जिस दिन खराब होती है, आप बेड पर आते हैं, ये जितने भी कॉन्टैक्ट हैं उसमें से शायद 5-10 लोग ऐसे होते हैं जो मिलने आते हैं. बस आपके मौत पर भी जो लोग आते हैं ना, वो भी देखते हैं क्रिमेशन ग्राउंड में, यार मेरे को 10 मिनट हो गया, मुझे यहाँ से निकलना है, बस शक्ल दिखा दूं, क्योंकि हाथ जोड़ने, लास्ट में हाथ जोड़ने होते हैं ना, हाथ जोड़ के उनको दिखाना है. तो वो लोग आपके क्रिमेशन पे भी 10 मिनट रुकेंगे, बोलेंगे नहीं मेरा प्लान था, मैं आ नहीं पाया, जा नहीं पाया. और आपके फैमिली से वो लोग शायद ही मिलेंगे. जिंदगी में ऐसे 10 लोग होंगे जो मिलेंगे आपसे. तो अगर आप अपना टाइम अपनी पार्टीज में खर्च कर रहे हो, वेकेशंस में खर्च कर रहे हो, अपनी क्लबिंग में खर्च कर रहे हो, डेटिंग में खर्च कर रहे हो, रिलेशनशिप्स में खर्च कर रहे हो, प्लीज आप हेल्थ को प्रायोरिटी रखो. सबसे ज्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट आपको वहीं करना है.
That's true. I think हमारे इंडिया में जिम जाने तक की इन्वेस्टमेंट तो करने लग गए हैं लोग. मतलब इसको तो इन्वेस्टमेंट मानने लग गए हैं एटलीस्ट.
देखिए वैंडी, अभी बाहर ना यूरोप में, यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स में, अभी वहाँ नॉट नया कॉन्सेप्ट, बट वहाँ पर क्या है कि आपको हर साल मेमोग्राम कराना है, हर साल आपको पेप्समेयर कराना है. अगर किसी भी साल आपने मिस किया तो आपका नेक्स्ट ईयर का जो इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी है, जो आपको बेनिफिट्स मिलते हैं, वो मिलेंगे नहीं. अब लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, एनफोर्स कर रही है गवर्नमेंट, वहाँ लोग भी इन्फोर्स एजेंसीज कर रहे हैं, लोग उसको कराते हैं. जैसे कोविड में हमने रेस्ट्रिक्शन लगाई, ऐसे ही
एग्जैक्टली यू आर राइट. तो उसको मैंडेटरी कर देना चाहिए हमारे गवर्नमेंट को. इफ समबडी इज लिसनिंग, मिस्टर मोदी,
so government is of course
the guy you should be talking
government is considering this. Of course there has been a lot of measures which government has taken, but 145 करोड़ की पॉपुलेशन है. समझिए हमारी कंट्री कोई ऐसी छोटा मोटा देश नहीं है जहाँ पे 50 लाख की पॉपुलेशन है, 5 करोड़ की पॉपुलेशन है. दुनिया का 1/3 हिस्सा हिंदुस्तान में है. तो लोगों को सोचना पड़ेगा, जो आप जैसे कंटेंट क्रिएटर, इन्फ्लुएंसर हैं, उनको वी शुड टॉक अबाउट मोर ऑन सच सब्जेक्ट.
सॉरी, exactly what I wanted to say before, कि you have given me such a broad subject that now I want to make my content on. It sounds so interesting and so much to share with the teenagers and the Gen Zs. I'm going to take this up. At least I make my
to
promise.
be very very honest, this is out of context. मान लीजिए किसी हॉस्पिटल में जब कोई भी पेशेंट एडमिट होता है, उसके बाद बेड रिटर्न हो जाता है, 6 महीने तक जो आपके दुनिया के सबसे अच्छे दोस्त थे, वो 6 महीने में बोलेंगे यार फॉर्मेलिटी के लिए उसको मिलने जाना है, 1 महीने 2 महीने, एक ऐसा टाइम आता है जब आपके पास कोई नहीं रहता आपके साथ में, आपको अकेले अपनी जर्नी जीनी होती है, ठीक है। वो सारे लोग इनफैक्ट जब आप मैयत पे जाते हैं किसी की, तो मैयत पे भी हमारा एक माइंडसेट रहता है मोस्टली लोगों का कि यार जाना है, जाके शक्ल दिखा के आना है, फिर 13वीं में जाना है, उसके बाद फिर आना जाना खत्म हो जाता है। व्हाट आई एम सेइंग, प्लीज बी वेरी वेरी कॉशियस अबाउट योर स्क्रीनिंग, बी वेरी वेरी कॉशियस अबाउट योर हेल्थ, योर प्रिवेंटिव चेकअप्स, be very very regular to it. Do not take this for granted, because that is what is your original धन, इन्वेस्टमेंट आपका आपकी है,
वही करना होगा हमें, इस आवाज को लोगों तक पहुंचाना होगा। एंड आई वांट टू टेल ऑल माय friends and colleagues who are also content creators, please take this up as an important subject. आप लोग भी इसके बारे में बात करें, स्पेशली वुमेन एंड ऑफ कोर्स मेन, बिकॉज अगर आदमी बात करेंगे तो भी दूसरे आदमी ज़्यादा सुनना चाहेंगे इस बारे में। समटाइम्स मुझे लगता है ऐसा, क्योंकि उन्हें लगता है कि ओके ओ दिस इज़ अ वुमेन प्रॉब्लम, लेट देम लिसन टू इट, बट मेन नीड टू नो दिस। आपकी माँ, आपकी सिस्टर, आपकी वाइफ, सबको इन सब चीज़ों के बारे में जानना ज़रूरी है। सो या they've got to do that. So great input here.
आप जैसे कंटेंट क्रिएटर को ऐसे झुक के सलाम है,
नहीं
क्योंकि
आप हमारे हीरो हैं, मतलब हम तो सीख रहे हैं आपसे।
जितना इन्फॉर्मेशन डिसेमिनेट हम लोग करेंगे उतना हमारे सबके लिए बेटर है।
I'm going to take knowledge from you and actually create content. That's my promise. If I can do a little bit from my side, that would be my input for your foundation. So thank you so much. That was a lot of knowledge for us. And now I'm going to do my cute little rapid fire round. I mean, of course,
that's
we do
very
that.
interesting thing in your interviews I've seen.
Yeah, so I like that. Uske liye I'll wear my neon glasses and I will take up my phone. So I just want you to give me like just quick, short, whatever comes to your mind kind of answers. आपसे तो हम ज़्यादा scandalous stuff नहीं पूछ सकते.
Of course, you can ask anything related to the subject, I would say.
Okay. So my first question to you is purpose or profit?
Purpose.
Of course. Innovation or execution?
Both.
Yeah. Risk or regret?
Risk.
Morning person or night owl?
Actually, the day I keep my phone out of my bedroom, I become a morning person. The day I could not convince myself to keep my phone inside, I become a night owl.
I believe you.
So mostly I can become a morning person, night owl both.
Okay, not bad. I'm not a morning person. Being a flight attendant, मुझे पूरी रात जगा लो लेकिन सुबह नहीं.
So you never attended a morning. You regret for a morning flights.
नहीं करती थी सुबह की फ्लाइट के लिए उठना क्या, वो तो फिर हम उठे ही रहते थे ना पूरी रात. 12 बजे तैयार हो, 3 बजे की फ्लाइट होती थी सुबह.
All right.
So yeah, a healthcare innovator you admire.
I admire Harsh Mariwala, I would say.
Okay.
Who established Bombay Oil Company, then Marico Limited, जिन्होंने सफोला लेके आए थे जो ब्रांड एक. So I admire him also. I admire a lot of entrepreneurs who have created in their respective industry. मतलब 25 साल पहले किसी को प्रेगनेंसी किसी को हुआ, सो हम लोग जज करते थे प्रेगनेंसी का सिम्टम कि वो खट्टा खा रही है, वोमिटिंग कर रही है.
वो तो हमने मूवीज और बॉलीवुड से सीखा है.
दिखा था. अब इमेजिन कीजिए जिसने भी इनोवेट किया प्रेगनेंसी टेस्टिंग किट, ठीक है, उसने समझा कि यार 2 ये यूरिन का ड्रॉप्स है, इससे आपको टेस्ट कर देना है. दिस इज वेरी वेरी गुड इनोवेशन. अब पहले सेक्स करना शायद बहुत गंदी बात होती थी, तो सेक्स करना ही नहीं चाहिए था. मुझे तो लगता है पहले माइंडसेट ऐसे रहा होगा, और शादी से पहले सेक्स तो आज भी गंदा ही समझा जाता है. अब भी दिस अ वेरी डिफरेंट
एंड टू थिंक अबाउट योर मॉम डैड,
राइट?
नो उन्होंने तो कभी नहीं किया होगा.
आई डोंट नो, इट्स अ वेरी पर्सनल चॉइस. अब आप क्या कर रहे हो कि प्रेगनेंसी कंसीव हो गया बच्चा, अब आप अबॉर्ट करा रहे हो, ठीक है, तो ये इनोवेशन एक इनोवेशन थी, ठीक है. तो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल, लॉट ऑफ इनोवेशन व्हिच हैज कम. But I admire most of the founders and most of the content, most of the creators in the industry.
Okay, that's interesting. One habit that changed your life?
One habit that changed my life, I would say my wife, actually, I would say.
Is your wife becoming your habit?
Because of course, when we were dating, right, or we were in a relationships, so I used to take most of the advices from her, and I used to ask whenever there's a confusion. So in fact, the idea of bringing the first sanitary pad came for a discussion at 3 a.m. with my wife.
Wow, kudos to you, BV. That's interesting. One word your team would use to describe you.
देखिए, बॉसेस की बुराई तो अक्सर हर ऑफिस में होती है.
पर पता होगा ना कुछ एक वन वर्ड यूज होता होगा, ये तो ये है.
तो डिफरेंट पीपल हैव अ डिफरेंट माइंडसेट. ठीक है,
कुछ पता चली आपको कि क्या बात करते हैं?
एक रील क्रिएट की थी मेरी टीम ने. तो मैंने वो रील देखा. ठीक है, तो उसमें था वन वर्ड फॉर योर बॉस. वैसे एक्चुअली मैनेजर के लिए था. तो मे बी मैनेजर इज डिफरेंट, राइट? सो आई अज्यूम दिस इज नॉट फॉर मी. तो किसी ने बोला कि मतलब ही इज always on checking things. He's always at alert, even if you text him at 3 a.m. or at 12:30 p.m. I mean 11:30 p.m. he will reply on the group or a text. That is what he's very workaholic.
So basically on the phone. ये भी है actually. That's you said जब आप night owl बन जाते हैं तो. One thing every entrepreneur should stop doing.
Stop doing. I think we as an entrepreneur, one should create a good team. We should forget, in fact, it depends. We should always not treat on those time. There was a time, a lot of entrepreneurs asked me when I go to the business school, कि सर वो हमारी कंपनी में जनरली जो टीम आती है वो छोड़ के चली जाती है. 6 महीने में न्यू जनरेशन छोड़ के जाते हैं. मिलेनियल्स जा रहे हैं, टीनेजर्स जा रहे हैं. व्हाट आर दी सॉल्यूशन? सो आई से दैट यू स्टॉप ट्रीटिंग देम ऑन दोज टाइम. वो जैसे 90s में 80s में जो लोग जॉब करते थे, उनका 80s में जॉब करने का मकसद होता था कि दे हैव टू फीड देयर फैमिलीज, क्योंकि खाने पीने को नहीं होता था, राइट? फिर 2010 का ये किराया आईटी का, तो लोग 2000 में लोगों ने जॉब करना शुरू किया. अगर आप देखेंगे कमोवेश हिंदुस्तान में पैसा आना 25 सालों में शुरू हुआ है. स्पेशली गर्ल्स ने, वुमेन हैज स्टार्टेड वर्किंग इन इंडिया, मोस्टली आई एम यूजिंग अ वर्ड, 80% वुमेन के लिए ये 2000 से शुरू किया होगा. 2010 से शुरू किया है. अब वो जनरेशन थी जब आप वहाँ पे क्या करता था, जैसे अमिताभ बच्चन की फिल्म थी ना दीवार, और जिसमें एक सेठ होता था, वो कोड़े से मार रहा होता था. 25 लोग लाइन में लगे होते थे. तो वो सेठ कहता था नहीं इसको और मारो और मारो और मारो. लोग कहते नहीं बाबूजी आप कुछ भी कर लो, मुझे बख्श दो, राइट? वो एक टाइम था. उसके बाद 2000 का टाइम आया, 2005-10 ये टाइम आया, इस आईटी आया. तो लोगों ने कहा कि हमारे को अभी ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं है खाने पीने का, हमको लाइफस्टाइल बेटर करना है अपना, हमको थोड़ा सा अपना लाइफस्टाइल बेटर करना है. तो वो टाइम आया, लोगों ने किया. अभी 2026 चल रहा है. अभी जो लोग वर्किंग हैं, मोस्टली आई एम सेइंग 90% लोग, मोस्टली का मतलब 90% लोग, उनका मकसद अपना घर का पालन करना नहीं है. खाने पीने के लिए उनके माँ बाप ने एसेट्स बना दिए. ठीक है, 2010 में जो भी उनकी जनरेशनल पहले वाली जनरेशन थी, उन्होंने ऑलरेडी लाइफस्टाइल भी उनको बेटर दे दिए.
Mostly living for present, I think.
Right. So 2026 की जनरेशन है ना, ये बहुत डिफिकल्ट है. मतलब यहाँ पर आई एम सीइंग वेरी ऑनेस्टली दैट इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर ईच फाउंडर्स लाइक मी और ईच मैनेजर्स और ईच हेड ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूशन. आप इनको समझ पाना बहुत मुश्किल है. दे वांटेड टू कम टू अ प्लेस वेयर दे डोंट सी अ टॉक्सिक एनवायरनमेंट. दे वांटेड टू कम टू अ प्लेस वेयर दे कैन हैव अ गुड पीस ऑफ माइंड. ठीक है, आप इनको कम पैसे में काम करा लीजिए, कम रेम्यूनरेशन में काम करा लीजिए, बट इनको वो सब नहीं चाहिए. दे कैन ओनली वर्क व्हेन योर एनवायरनमेंट इज गुड. सो दैट इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग कि आपको
all the new age companies are doing that.
New age companies, and that is what I tell most of the people, that you should first thing, even if you should hire if you're starting a company or entrepreneur, the first thing you should hire, I mean just asking you, please tell me, let's say when you have to start a company, whom will you hire first? CEO, marketing head, sales head, whom?
HR.
Right. The absolute question you said, the first thing you should hire a good HR, and that is what they build the good environment. So this generation is working for a good environment. They're loving the environment only.
That's when they stay back actually. So yeah, the entrepreneurs need to really start doing that. Watch what they really want. What are they there for, right? What are their motives? So yeah, that's true. Success means what for you?
Creating impact, changing lives, bringing some values to somebody's life. Because money, I would say money is something I heard somewhere, I guess, I heard somewhere this. Uh, See, money is something which people enjoys on themselves, right? Money is something which should be mostly impact the people around you. अगर आपके पैसे से, जो आपने पैसा कमाया है, उस पैसे से किसी दूसरे की लाइफ में आप कोई इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट नहीं कर रहे हैं, आप अपनी सोसाइटी में, अपने देश में, अपनी कम्युनिटी में उस पैसे का कोई इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट नहीं कर रहे हैं, वो पैसा बर्बाद है, वो पैसा बेकार है.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right.
I mean, वही again
If
हो
your
गया ना.
money, if your money you have created has not impacted anything, people, everyone in this world can spend money on themselves.
वही तो सब
It is-
अपने लिए कर रहे हैं.
It is very, very rare to see people spending the amount of money on the others for the communities, right? Because आप देखिए इकोसिस्टम में ना सब लोग हैं यहाँ पे. यहाँ राजा भी है, कृष्ण भी है, सुदामा भी है. So better is that we should grow together. अगर कोई हमारे आसपास वाला भी, घर में मेड, ड्राइवर, ये जो भी कम्युनिटी के लोग हैं, हमको उनका ख्याल भी रखना. और हमको लगता है बड़े जितने भी एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हैं, सक्सेसफुल पीपल हैं, कम्युनिटीज़ में हैं, छोटे छोटे जो लोग हैं ना, उनको भी साथ में अगर छोटा सहारा देना शुरू कर सकते हैं, वो हमको करना चाहिए. नो मैटर वो आपको उसका एहसान माने ना माने, आपको रिगार्ड करें ना करें, बट ये सब चीज़ें करने से आपके दिल को सुकून मिलेगा.
सुकून ही तो नहीं मिल रहा लोगों को, बस पैसे के पीछे भाग रहे हैं. बंद कर दो पैसे के पीछे भागना. ओके, सो व्हाट अबाउट अ हेल्थ केयर इनोवेटर दैट यू एडमायर?
So I admire a couple whom I know from nearly most 20 years. They were working in a small hospital. I guess one of them was not having a job also. They were MBBS, MD doctors, gold medalist from AIMS.
Okay.
And one was in a sannyasi life in Rishikesh when he was not having a job. The
Wow.
wife was also a gold medalist. They've created a brand after a long journey. And the brand has implanted most of the hair you see. They have become a big successful brand in India with the name of Hygiene. The couple names are Dr. Arika Bansal, Dr. Pradeep Sethi. They both had innovated, so people wanted to look good, right?
Of course.
When they wanted to look good, they wanted to have a good hair. And hair fall is something where everyone complains कि इंडिया का तो पानी बहुत खराब है, दिल्ली का तो पानी बहुत खराब है, लंदन के लोग भी बोलते हैं लंदन का पानी
So
खराब
what
है.
did they do for that?
So they are a hair transplant expert. They have a brand.
Oh.
In India, most of the cities, they have their stores.
Oh.
And they are a very ethical businessmen, I would say. So they have done a lot of innovation. मतलब 20 साल पहले hair industry में आना मतलब it was very difficult, right?
So a shout out to them as well. And so he is in love with you guys, and I'm sure they have done something for not only, you know, beautifying somebody, but you know, it's a big deal for people.
Of course.
Sometimes we say, oh, what about vanity? It's not always about that. If you're confident, you can talk well,
Of
you
course.
can do things more better. So yeah, great shout out to you guys. Thank you for that. So if you were not an entrepreneur, then what?
I would have been a doctor, I guess.
हाँ, बातों से तो वही लग
I
रहा है.
wanted to be a doctor. Then I changed my plan to become a civil servant. And of course, that is what I think now we are running a hospital also, screening centers also. We have doctors in our team. So touchwood, I mean, that is one of the reasons that I love my work, because that is what my dream. And when you have your career, which would have been your passion also, it becomes more interesting.
Yeah, that's true actually. So legacy in one word?
Legacy, I would say, जहाँ हम बैठे हैं इसके पीछे एक फोटो जो लगता है पीछे, ठीक है, तो जनरेशनल बड़े वालों का, छोटे वालों का. एंड ये लेगेसी जो है जब इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट करती है, लोग बोलते हैं कि इनके वालिद ने, उनके फादर ने ये क्रिएट किया था, एंड दैट हैज़ बीन इम्पैक्टेड. तो जैसे वो मतलब आई वांटेड कि जब वो MDH वाले फाउंडर थे ना, जो महाशय धर्मपाल जी,
उनकी फोटो आती है
तो
आज
वो
तक.
आज भी फोटो आती है. मतलब वो 90 साल की एज में भी वो चेक बुक साइन करते थे, ठीक है. दैट इज व्हाट आई मीन, फॉर मी लेगेसी इज. Or
I think you're creating that for your kids, and I think that's beautiful.
I mean, I wanted to create this for the entire community better, right?
Yeah.
People who are impacted, who could at least consider somewhere that this was the change which was done, either bringing 0% GST on sanitary pad. The next plan is to bring 0% GST on the cancer, at least medication or the instrument which is used for the screening.
Oh, those are seem like things that we really have to work on, and even if it takes years, why not? Because कुछ साल पहले तक हमारे पास कैंसर का क्योर नहीं था, लेकिन आज है. So yeah, thank you. You have really shared very important points with us.
I really enjoyed each of the conversation on the Vandy show, and I would be really glad. That is what a little love from your readers, I mean your viewers, that if this show becomes the part of the family WhatsApp group, the part of
Yes.
the instead of the good morning good night
I'm
message,
waiting for you. Press
जितने
subscribe.
ज़्यादा आप इस कमेंट को वायरल करेंगे, इस कंटेंट को वायरल करेंगे, उतना ज़्यादा आप किसी और को हेल्प कर पा रहे हैं.
Exactly.
बिकॉज हम आपसे नहीं बोल रहे हैं कि ये बहुत अच्छा एक गाना है या जो whatever stuff is there, but we are saying that this is not a women centric content anymore.
Yes,
Men,
it's your family
boys,
thing.
family, it's a family thing. और फैमिली में अगर आप अपनी फैमिली को मोहब्बत करते हो, प्यार करते हो, हर फैमिली में ऐसा बच्चा है जो चिप्स खा रहा है, हर फैमिली में एक ऐसी फीमेल है जो सैनिटरी पैड
से
यूज
बंद
कर रही
करना
है,
होगा हमें बस.
हर
please.
फैमिली में एक ऐसी फीमेल है जिसको लोग पागल बोल रहे हैं, जो आपने बोला था, बोल रहे
Mental
हैं सटकी
health.
हुई है, मेंटल हेल्थ. तो ये सब चीज़ें हमारी पार्ट का लाइफ है, और आपको प्लीज़ इन्वेस्ट करना होगा अपनी हेल्थ में. हेल्थ में कंजूसी नहीं करनी है,
Yeah,
हेल्थ में इन्वेस्ट
exactly.
करना है. क्योंकि अगर आपको दुनिया का रईस आदमी बनना है, सोसाइटी का रईस आदमी बनना है, आप पैसे बचा के nobody could ever become rich.
That's true. So thank you so much, डॉक्टर भारद्वाज बोल दिया मैंने, तो इसका मतलब देखा.
No, of course.
अब तो आप अच्छे, मेरे लिए तो आप तो डॉक्टर हैं.
No, I'm-
And really, I'm also again saying it to all the influencers, guys, take this up seriously, talk about it, make content about it. I think we're going to help a lot of people. So thank you so much for being here, and I really loved it. And of course, it is HotVandy the live show. Subscribe karo, like karo, comment karo, and mujhe viral karo. And of course, I'll keep coming back soon. Lots of love. Bye bye.
Thank you. This is going to be a life-saving show, I would say.
Thank you so much. Thank you.